And I think what you're describing, I would almost put it as really following a similar playbook to what I've been talking about a lot lately, which is the creator model, right? Like this is becoming very popular right now. Everybody knows about the creator model, the Mr. Beast, the like national stuff. B2B is starting to figure out the creator side. I mean, John's one of the leaders of that side of things. This is becoming very common in B2B. I just don't think it's really funneled down locally, at least not to media companies, because there actually are a lot of people doing this stuff, whether it's on Instagram or people having an actual like website blog and that's it. It's the people locally aren't doing it well generally, in my opinion, as a brand, right? It's like it's a brand that is very directly tied to you and your personality and that creator mindset, that's literally what I propose. So that people should be doing. And I love that. And one obvious reason just straight off the bat is AI, right? It's like AI is coming very, very fast. There is no chance AI can replace an Amy, but it can replace here's some news and here's some events.
That's
Right?
exactly it. That was one of the
Yeah.
things I was thinking about as I'm building this is, how do I make this sustainable so that it lives through AI
Hmm.
and so that it isn't just replaceable and generic and is valuable over time to the readers and to the owner and to me and to everybody involved. And I think, this is something that came naturally to me after spending a decade running my own business, because not only was I running my own local service based business, but I was also teaching home staging online and I had a huge following on TikTok. And those are things that I learned to do through this exact method. I became the creator persona and built
Hmm.
that up over time, and I saw how much people reacted to that, and it took me 10 years to get good at it and to get used to the idea, because I am a massive introvert, strangely enough, but I've found ways to make it work, and I saw over the years how much people are hungry for real human connection. And people don't see their loved ones often enough. They feel disconnected from the world. Legacy media just spits information at them, and everybody is just like yearning for real human connection. And so, if you can find a way to either genuinely supply it or even come close to synthesizing it in some way, then you're going to win.
Hmm. I totally agree. I think it's super cool. And I also think it's funny. I hadn't really realized how much you're kind of doing the playbook that I support, even though you and I talk a bunch, but
Yeah.
you are. And the reason is what you just hinted at is like, okay, right now it is all about you. It's just you, your opinions and whatnot as the creator, let's say. But the fact that you guys have a brand, which is called Clevelandish, right? And like, that's the big brand. When you grow bigger or for whatever reason you want to bring in another creator, you can have two creators under this umbrella brand. You could have five creators under this brand, right? And that's where I think this gets so exciting for people doing this the right way, like you is. Yes, it is very, very much personality driven. You are incorporating yourself in there all the ways you've talked about. But that doesn't mean it has to be you 100% in everything. It just means if most likely if somebody else, if you want to have another creator, just have them have their own creator voice. And then everything is like, well, here, this section of the newsletter was written by Amy, and this one, the next one was written by Joe, and
Yep.
he's a different creator, right? And
Yeah,
I think that
I
is the
did
big
something
long term
like
play.
this. I did something like this with my old businesses, which is why I
Okay.
knew it was going to work. I had a business partner and a couple stagers working for me, and our social media was so huge that I needed help with it. I needed help posting, and I needed other faces because I just didn't have time to be creating enough content. And we created this sort of round robin thing, and people loved it. People absolutely loved it. They felt like they knew us. They knew our names. That, when we showed up at their house to do a home staging walkthrough, they were like, "Oh my gosh, it's you. I know you from social media." It gives you this like level of street cred while
Mm-hmm.
also making people feel like they know you and you're approachable, and it makes it more personal. And
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe that it worked. It was a move of desperation at the time.
Yeah.
And now that I know that it works, I'm definitely going to be that's the long-term plan, is to
Mm-hmm.
implement it over time and morph Clevelandish into whatever it ends up being based on the talent that we can find.
On creators, essentially like local creators. You're just the first
Yes.
one. But I mean, you're describing it just again, we can just hit on everybody knows AI, but like you need to think deeply about this that it already works it was working before for you. It's working now. That was in a world where people mostly trusted what they were reading was like a person or whatever. We are now already today, for those who are smart enough, and regular people will know probably by the end of 2026 that you cannot trust anything. right? And so because of that, people are going to start latching on to people slash creators even more. And that's what I think a lot of the world, especially let's say on the B2B side and stuff, is starting to figure out is like, this already works and matters, but it's about to be even more so because I mean, I listened. So I made a song yesterday on a bunch actually, because it takes literally a minute to make a song on Suno. It was so good. I'm like, I actually want this in my playlist. And with this, you can barely tell at all. But the little bit that I could tell, which honestly I can't even confirm for sure, but kind of, I listen to my Spotify now, like what they recommend to me, and I can hear the like, it's AI, right? Like, so my Spotify playlist has a bunch of AI artists on it, and like, it's crazy, like that. And I don't know, and I'm in the space, I'm in this every day, and like I can't figure it
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah.
So people are going to gravitate to people like you, and
Yeah,
and
and
I think
even,
that's a good thing.
some people are like, "Oh, well, AI is going to get so smart, we're not going to be able to tell the difference." I mean, maybe eventually, but I don't think that's imminent because even when we think we don't know, our subconscious knows there's something off, there's something wrong, there's something that doesn't quite fit, and you just don't get the same emotional resonance, especially when
Yes,
somebody's speaking with body
yes.
language and like micro expressions and things like that. We pick up on that stuff, and that's
Even in writing, but that's where I think the your angle at things, like, I mean, I guess you could tell AI like have a perspective on writing about Cleveland's South Side. Like it just, that's not going to work. It just won't. Like, and it won't work for real. It might get a little bit better, but I don't see that ever really being a thing. Um, so I'm not super worried about that. But I just think this, what you're doing is the right play big picture. And I think it's really cool. I think more people should be thinking about this creator with a brand that's not the creator, and then the ability to bring in more creators. If some people may not. If you're in a town of 70,000, maybe it's gonna be you forever. But like,
yeah. I
you
mean,
might as well prepare.
our greater metropolitan area sprawls at like 3 million or
Yeah.
something like that.